Welcome to CryptoWise, a couple of wise guys talking crypto. Hello, my crypto wisers. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the one and only Sora project. This project is so ambitious, one of the most ambitious crypto projects I've come across. One of their elements we will focus on is the highly anticipated Polkaswap, and we'll talk about how it fits into the Polkadot ecosystem and the Kusama ecosystem. Sora has just announced a ton of new updates, especially on how their tokens are going to work. It's going to be a super exciting episode, so I am glad that you joined us here at CryptoWise. My name is Milton, and I will be your captain for this episode. If you're new to the channel, if this is your first time here, please take a second and gently tap that subscribe button. One, it will mean you're an official CryptoWiser, and two, it will really help the channel. It will help people find us, so I thank you for that. And after this video, I hope you'll check out one of our other videos. We just launched the channel a few weeks ago, and we have been having a great time, so we hope that you will stick around not only for this video, but for the long term. All right, people, let's do this. Let's talk Sora. As I mentioned, Sora is one of the most ambitious projects in crypto. Sora is working to become the decentralized central bank for the world. It doesn't get more ambitious than that. The Sora project has so many things going on. Sora is both an economic system that decentralizes the concept of a central bank, as well as a network that implements a new way to architect a parachain blockchain that connects to the Polkadot relay chain. Now, if you're not familiar yet with Polkadot and its parachain ecosystem, I've made a video on that, and you can watch that video now by clicking here. But safe to say, Sora is too big a project for me to cover in this one video. I mean, they have so much going on. They are launching not one, but two different drinks, as well as their own font. Okay, this project has a lot going on. So I'm focusing this video on Polkaswap, about the changes it's making to its tokens, and an update on their roadmap. So far, Sora has had one token, the XOR token. And if you've been paying attention the last couple weeks, you'll know that the XOR token has been doing really well. Even over the last dip that we saw in Bitcoin and a lot of the alts, Sora has been doing fairly well. The token just launched this summer, and it shot up all the way up to $125. Now, over the last few months, we saw a decline, and it hit a low of about $40. But since then, it has been climbing steadily and now sits at around $113. And there is good reason why it has been strong the last couple of weeks, because Sora has been making some huge announcements, and there are some really great benefits of being an XOR holder coming over the next couple of weeks. All right, the first thing we need to go over is the major change happening in their token. They are going from one token to 3 tokens. So they're still going to have the XOR token. That's going to be used for transaction fees, gas on the Sora network. They just launched their Val token, which is used to reward validators on the Sora network. And they are going to have the Pswap token, the token for Polkaswap, which will be used to reward liquidity providers on Polkaswap. Before we go into more detail about the tokens, for any of you out there that don't know what Polkaswap is, let me give you a little recap. We all know that the biggest DEX in the Ethereum ecosystem is Uniswap. It's where we all go to swap one asset for another. But of course, Uniswap only swaps ERC-20 tokens, which are tokens on the Ethereum network. So this summer, when the anticipation was growing for the launch of Polkadot, and you all know that Milty has a huge crypto crush on Polkadot, we were all wondering who was going to build the Uniswap for the Polkadot universe. Well, that answer, of course, was Sora when they announced that they would be building Polkaswap, a very fitting name for the project, for the Polkadot ecosystem, and people like Milty could not be more excited. We were waiting with bated breath for months for any news to do with Polkaswap, because obviously if you believe in Polkadot, and you know how huge Uniswap is, you gotta believe that Polkaswap is going to be one of the biggest projects happening on Polkadot. So that's why it was such huge news for us when they started to explain to us how the tokens were going to work work in Polkaswap. We all knew that XOR was going to play some sort of role. And we knew as far back as July 31st when they posted this article on Medium, when they explained they were going to be making some huge changes to their tokenomic model. Now, this is a lengthy article with a lot of information, so I won't go through it now, but if you're interested, it's a great read and it goes through a ton of detail on how they came up with the changes that they are starting to implement now. I recommend, if you're interested in Sora, to give this a read, even if some of this has changed in the coming weeks and months. For the most part, this is still the foundation of what they're doing. All right, let's walk through these tokens in more detail. Okay, there's the XOR, the original Sora token. This will be used for transaction fees, gas on the Sora network. So essentially, it will work the way ETH does on the Ethereum network, but XOR will be the gas token for the whole Sora network, not just Polkaswap. It will have an elastic supply managed by a token bonding curve. This is what is explained in that previous article on Medium that I showed you. It will enable holders of a certain amount to become a citizen and a member of the Sora Parliament, so essentially is a governance token. And in terms of Polkaswap, it will be used to add liquidity to pairs on Polkaswap. So that's pretty huge. In the way that Uniswap uses ETH for its pairs, Polkaswap will use XOR. Also, you'll be able to stake XOR to become a validator or to nominate validators on the Sora network. So even though they're adding a couple of new tokens, there are still a lot of use cases for XOR. Next is the new VAL token. VAL will be used to reward validators on the Sora network. It has a decreasing supply over time, with tokens burned at every Sora version 2 network transaction. So holders of VAL will receive a part of the XOR created by the token bonding curve to provide liquidity on Polkaswap. And VAL holders will be able to group together into DAOs to pool their liquidity and vote to provide liquidity to trading pairs on Polkaswap and receive Pswap tokens as a reward. There will be an initial supply of 100 million, decreasing with tokens burned. So how do you get your hands on this new VAL token? Well, you could buy it right now if you wanted, but I would not recommend that. If you really want VAL, I would buy some XOR right now, because VAL tokens will be distributed to 3 groups approximately equally in 3 stages. Former version 1 XOR holders, ERC-20 XOR holders, will be airdropped VAL. So if you hold XOR right now, you will be airdropped VAL. And this, I think, has been one of the main reasons why the XOR price has been really strong recently. And the third token is the Pswap token. This is used to reward liquidity providers on Polkaswap. So if you add liquidity with XOR and another token, you will be paid rewards in Pswap. The 0.3 fee for every swap on Polkaswap DEX, which is exactly the same as Uniswap, is used to buy back Pswap tokens, which are then burned. At first, 90% of the burned Pswap tokens are remitted to allocate to the liquidity providers, but with time, this percentage will decrease to 35% over 5 years. And further details for the tokenomics for Pswap will be announced shortly. So these are going to be the 3 tokens in the Sora world on Polkadot. So if you want a piece of this world, right now the way to do it is purchase XOR, wait for your VAL airdrop. Now, how do you get your hands on some Pswap? If you haven't visited the Polkaswap website in a while, you should, because they've done some amazing upgrades recently. And part of the upgrades is this handy FAQ. In the FAQ, they have the question, does the Polkaswap DEX have a token? And they describe Pswap. But then they go on, will there be an ICO or private sale? There are currently no plans to sell Pswap via an ICO or private sale. So how are you going to distribute the Pswap token? Well, Pswap tokens will be given as rewards to those who join the Kusama and Polkadot parachain auctions. So again, if you have not watched my video on parachain auctions, it is this one here, the next huge thing in crypto. And if you can't wait and you want to watch it now, just click on this link. One of the main things I told you in that video was to stock up on Kusama and stock up on Polkadot. And when I made that video, I believe the Kusama price was down at around $24. Now it's sitting at $51.53. So I hope you CryptoWisers listened to Milty back then. But in my opinion, there's still time. I believe you have not missed your chance, especially with Polkadot, which is sitting at $5.34 as I'm making this video, which hasn't really pumped that much since its launch this summer. But when these parachain auctions start, I have a feeling there's going to be a huge pump in Polkadot. And one of the reasons for that, obviously, is because if you want to get your hands on some Pswap before Polkaswap launches, the only way to do that right now is to lend either Kusama or Polkadot to Sora so they can get a parachain. Now, while we're here at the Polkaswap website, let's have a quick look at their timeline. Q4 2020. Does that sound familiar? It should, because we're in it right now. So any day now, they're going to be launching their testnet and basic features. And then Q1 2021, which is just around the corner, get ready, Polkaswap mainnet launch and the Ethereum bridge. And then Q2 2021, the advanced features will be added. So that is why I'm making this video right now for my CryptoWisers, is because this stuff is coming right around the corner. I want you to be ready if this is something you're interested in. The other thing you might be interested in is that Sora just launched a brand new app. You can get it right now. It's really if you want to be part of the whole Sora ecosystem, this decentralized central bank for the world. But if your focus is more the DeFi and Polkaswap angle, then you might be more interested in just getting this. Fearless, the DeFi wallet for the future. So Fearless is the brand new wallet that Sora just announced. It's a mobile wallet designed for the decentralized future on Kusama and Polkadot networks. So it's a really early version, but it is available now, and they're going to be adding staking and governance by the end of this year. And for all my tech-savvy CryptoWisers out there, you can have a look at the Fearless Wallet development status. They have all the detail right here. But I love the new branding of Polkaswap. I love seeing Fearless coming out. It looks awesome. Let's just quickly go on Twitter and have a quick look at some of the images that they've released so far. Here's kind of a visual look inside what Fearless looks like. Very, very cool. These are early days of a really exciting project. As you can see here, Fearless Wallet only has 515 followers. That is a joke. I can't believe that Sora and Polkaswap are still somehow under the radar. Hey, that's the way we like it at CryptoWise. We want to get in on these things early. And while you're on Twitter, why don't you drop by our little profile, give us a follow, because speaking of early, look at us, pathetic 208 followers. Guys, just like Fearless, you guys are in on CryptoWise early, and Milty loves you for that. We really appreciate your support early on in our channel. It's so easy to go on YouTube, see a channel with thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers and watch their video, but it's another thing to come to CryptoWise and see, 439 subscribers. I'll give this guy a try. So I really thank you for that. We've grown so much in the short few weeks that we have been out. And that's because of viewers like you, so I really, really appreciate it. I also did want to mention that, speaking of Medium, where I read a lot of articles on the crypto world, I decided to start our own CryptoWise blog on here because these videos take a lot of time, and sometimes I want to get news out to you quick, or there are updates to projects that I've talked about in previous videos. I'm going to do that all on our Medium blog. That way, if I don't have time to make a full video, I can still give you CryptoWisers the updates that you need on the projects you love. So those were really the main updates I wanted to give you on this Sora project. If you haven't gathered from the video so far, Milty loves Sora. Well, I'm a huge fan of Polkadot. I am going to be heavily invested time, resources into Polkadot. I believe in it so much, and I really think that Sora is going to get itself a parachain, that Polkaswap is going to be a big part of Polkadot. And so yes, I am invested in XOR. I have been for months. I bought a bag when it came out this summer. I'm excited to get my Val. I'm holding long term. I really believe in this project. So that is full transparency where I'm coming at with this project. But as always, CryptoWise is not financial advice. We repeat, CryptoWise is not financial advice. Do your own research always. We're just a couple of wise guys talking crypto. I do suggest if you're interested in the project, come to the website, have a read, learn a bit more. There's so much to learn about Sora and all the different projects that they are launching. Now, if you found this video valuable, it really helps the channel if you subscribe. So I would really appreciate it if you took a second to do that before you take off. And while you're at it, leave a little comment on the video like these great CryptoWisers did on the last video. I love to hear from you. I want to know, what do you think of Sora? What do you think of Polkaswap? Am I crazy to love it as much as I do? Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Are you thinking of grabbing some XOR? Are you going to wait? Let me know. I want to hear from you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Milton. Until next time, over and out.